What's up, YouTube? Getting it. Oh man, good workout today. I got rid of this. Oh man, let me catch my breath. Oh, I woke up with a fiery... Oh, I just blew a bubble with my mouth. I just blew a bubble with my mouth. It's not what I wanted to say next. Freudian slip. I woke up with a fiery passion today. Just woke up, knew exactly what I wanted to do. I had all the motivation to do it. It was just motivation overdose. Is that a thing? What a playfully optimistic play on words. So, yeah. Woke up, had my breakfast, which was 2 glasses of water and a protein bar. That's just what I'm doing for myself. I'm not telling anybody to do that. Took my dog for a walk and then went to the gym, listening to motivational speeches back to back until I get to you in the car. Just fueling that fire that I woke up with. Oh shoot, I forgot to weigh in today. I was gonna weigh in for this month and see what my weight was last month. I'll have to check the records. Anyway, I did, let's see, I did 3 miles on the elliptical in 30 minutes. So I remember, which is roughly about like, 3 miles. So that's like a 10-minute mile. And then previously I was doing a 9:30 mile. So I was only 30 seconds off. I'm totally fine with that. I've never been able to run for 3 miles straight. Well, it's not running, it's elliptical. Is that running? Cardio? I did a 3-mile cardio. Sure. I did a 3-mile cardio in 30 minutes. So, there was that. And then, I tried to do some planking, but my back is still like super sore from when I did back extensions a few days ago. The video where I worked out so hard, I was too nauseous to continue. So my back was still sore from that. And I wanted to plank, and I need to give my back a rest for a minute because I'm still carrying a bunch of weight. So, and then bench press and leg presses today. I found out that I can leg press quite a bit. I was really impressed with myself because I haven't really ever done those yet. I've never done legs before aside from cardio. So there was that. Oh my goodness. But one of the motivational videos. Oh, hello, officer. Don't make faces at police. It's bad. He wasn't looking at me though. So, oh, another one. What was I saying? Oh yeah, motivational stuff. The video I was watching was, I don't know the guy's name, but basically it was a video about how, well, it was on YouTube. It was a motivational speech, and it was a video about how like society will, I don't know if it's conscious or not, but it was definitely something that I agreed with. Like how society creates an environment that everybody can find community in, but everyone's stagnant. So like if you think about how, like, if you have a friend and your friend is, it's like, hey, how's it going? It's like, yeah, it's going, like, and then you say, like, well, how's work or how's school? And they just kind of say, it's work. I hate it. Everybody hates their job, though. And then you just go, oh, yeah, like, I agree with that. And that's bad. That's so bad. Because what that does is you're selling yourself short. You're settling. And it's just become, like, socially acceptable to wake up every morning hating some aspect of your life. And I'm guilty of that too. But nobody's talking about it. No one's talking about it. Like, if you're unhappy in some aspect of your life, it needs to change. And that's what I'm doing with, my weight. Like, all this has to go. And it's not because, well, sure, it could be for vain reasons. I don't see a problem with that. But predominantly it's because it's for my health, like, I want to make sure that I don't leave this earth prematurely with stuff left unsettled. There's still a lot of stuff that I want to do and accomplish. And if I die because I'm fat, that's on me. And the thing is that I know that, well, I don't know what I want to do yet, but I know that if I, die of, obese related, weaknesses, consciously, I'm not okay with that. So I'm doing something to change it, because someday soon, future Charles is going to be like, hey, thanks for, wow, I am just melting like a snowman. Future Charles is going to be like, hey, I appreciate you taking care of your body, past Charles. And I'm be like, hey, future Charles, yeah, no doubt. Thanks for finally figuring out what you want to do with your life. And that's basically what I'm doing. I don't know what I want to do yet, and that's okay. But I also know that I'm not ready to leave. And if I don't want to leave, I have to do what I can to stay here. And this is what I'm doing. And that was just a tangent off of, if there's some aspect of your life that you're not happy with, you need to change it. And I'm not saying that, unemployment is okay before you figure out what you're doing. Like, it's just the way that society is set up. But don't subscribe to that society that supports just staleness, If you're not happy with, and I spoke to it briefly on my previous video, if you're not happy with some aspect of your life, whether it's relationships, family, friends, career, your personal health, like, these are all topics that have a lot of subject matter to them. And, you need to analyze that and take stock in what you have. And then, you got to do inventory. If you've ever worked at a job where you've had to do inventory, it sucks. I've never met anybody who's fired up to do inventory. And, taking it personal stock, taking a personal inventory of what you got going on, it has to happen. And I'm doing that for myself. I'm going to be doing a lot of inventory today. I have a lot of plans for myself. And it's just some stuff that needs to happen for me on a personal level. Getting your mind right, getting your environment right, getting, stop putting stuff off. Create a dream board, create a dream journal, stuff like that. My hands are shaking from my workout. I don't know if you guys can see that. I apologize. Just focusing on, like, always moving, if are you going to be a lion or are you going to be a sheep? That's another thing that they were talking to. Lions hunt, lions chase, if they're hungry, they go after it, If you're a sheep, you know, a sheep sees, well, sheep don't really run, not that I know of. If you're a gazelle, you know, going back to the National Geographic example, if you're a gazelle and a gazelle sees a challenge, the gazelle's like, oh, we're going, like, we're running away, you know, and a lion's like, let's hunt, you know. A lion doesn't get, you know, scared of a challenge. Like, a lion only, you know, rises up, you know, when it's a challenge. They don't get excited until they meet a circumstance or an opportunity when that's challenging for them. Like, yeah, all right, cool, let's do this. Versus a gazelle, all right, well, here's a challenge, let's run away. And I'm working on changing that paradigm to where I no longer have the mindset of a gazelle, I have the mindset of a lion. You know? And that's a tough thing to do. Because it changes your entire life, everything that you do. It's I think changing your perspective to that is the first step to the key to whatever success is, whatever that is. Because I've never really met any successful people, but you don't really hear of people that are lazy, and they're also, like, laziness is never associated with success. And the thing is that wow, I need to roll a window down or something. The thing is that if you want change, sorry about that, guys. It's like so warm in here. If you want change, the first step is changing your perspective, changing your paradigm. And if you're anything like me, you basically have to, you know, say, hey, call yourself out and say, hey, I'm a gazelle, I'm a sheep, I'm some type of mutton, and you need to change yourself over you need to change your paradigm to become an apex predator, psychologically. Our entire environment is always about, you know, how can we make something easier or better? And somehow making something better has become, how can I make this easier? And there's so much that I want to say, but I don't want to get into it because it's not what this I don't feel that it's appropriate subject matter for this channel. But once this clicks with you, like it has with me, it's the energy that comes from it, the positivity that comes from it, the change that comes from it, the glow that starts emanating from within inside yourself that other people will eventually see and take notice of. It will blow your mind. Like, it's not, you can't find it in any pill. You can't ask somebody to give it to you. It has to be a conscious change on your part to do it. And it's gonna be rough, because for me, what that meant was I had to cut people out of my life. And I didn't do anything in a malicious way. I'm just saying, you know, you got to stop talking to them. You get invited out to the bar and say, you know, I can't, I'm busy. And that's just what it comes down to. You know, stuff like that. Putting yourself in an environment where people aren't personally invested in your success. You got to just knock it off. Maybe you're in a situation where you're in an environment that you can't get out of, that is, you know, you maybe feel like it's a tomb or a mausoleum. Excuse me. The best thing that I can say about that is, I don't know, draw out what your personal space would look like in a book, and, you know, have that be the cover page on the inside of a journal. And once you open up your journal, that's the first thing you see is your space. And once you open up that journal, that little book is your space, and you just write in it. And it doesn't have to be, it could be tic-tac-toe. But the point is that in your mind, you're creating a psychological bond to that little book that you have a drawing of inside of it that you personally created yourself. You created something in this world and brought it into existence, and that's yours. It's not just a book. And once you flip past the first page, I'm doing hand gestures, you can't even see what I'm doing. But once you flip past the first page of whether it's a little house with a waterfall on it, or it's a, you know, a house that's being held up in the air by balloons, it doesn't matter. I mean, that's yours, and nobody can tell you otherwise. And so if you're in an environment where, you know, let's say that you're in a bad relationship and you're, you know, stuck living with this person because you got nowhere else to go. I mean, that's a pretty dramatic example, but I think that a lot of people fall into that category. Fortunately enough for me, I'm not in that boat, but I'm just trying to paint a picture of a situation where you might feel helpless. And I'm just letting you know, like, if you let that environment steal your passion, just suck the life out of you, it's not gonna change. You have to change your environment, and the way that you do that is by changing what goes on up here. And so if you have like a book or something, you just take something and make it personal. You create your own little spark of hope inside of that black hole that you feel like you're stuck in. And for me, I went through this process, but it was completely different. And one person's process isn't any more effective or greater than another, because we all lead different lives. We all have different things that are going on. So I mean, that's just my little 2 cents on that. You just create, you know, moments of victory, small little victories, and they'll eventually lead up to something amazing. I'm gonna wrap this up because I got about 45 seconds left on my memory. I really need to get a better method of doing this for you guys, but you guys, you should stay tuned because there's good stuff coming along. So like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all your guys' support, and as always, I'll see you in the next workout.